Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, and welcome to the Work from Home Breakfast series with JobAdder, where we'll be bringing you the most forward-thinking tech that integrates with JobAdder to help you do more with less at this challenging time. My name is Liam Cosgrove. I'm the Partnership Manager here at JobAdder, if you haven't heard from me before. And today we are joined by APositive to discuss their APay product that's integrated into JobAdder. We're joined by Brendan Hurley. He is a workforce finance consultant. Brendan has a background in finance and recruitment, which is really hands-on experience building a dual recruitment desk during his time in the GFC. So really looking forward to hear what he went through there, and also that double dip in the UK in that recession. So we'll have some really good insights to Brendan of what he believes is going to be really helpful at this time from a cash flow and finance perspective. So feel free to ask any questions as we go in the comments and questions section. I'll pick these up as we go along, and if not, we will run through these at the end. So feel free to stick your hand up and pop those questions through. Brendan, if you could kick us off with a bit of an elevator pitch and let us know a bit more about the APay product that you're working with.
Yeah, first of all, well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. APositive are the workforce finance experts specialising in cash flow funding for the recruitment, labour hire and contracting businesses. We're Australian-owned fintech, which were founded in 2013. We've been long-term affiliate partners of the Recruitment Industry Associations. We have funded over $750 million worth of invoices to help recruitment businesses grow at any sort of stages without their business life stage. And this week we came in 23rd on the AFR Fastest 100 Growing Companies. We're able to achieve this. We use a variety of invoice finance and payroll funding options that provide recruiters access to money tied up in their unpaid invoices. This covers both temp, perm contractors, as well as the perms through our Recruit Now, Pay Later offering APay, which is the product that integrates with JobAdder.
Great, thank you for that. You mentioned the Australian Finance Review Fast 100. I saw there was quite a lot of recruitment agencies also included in that list, so that was really great to see also.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good. So
Brendan, could you tell us a bit about some of the issues that you're seeing in recruitment right now and some of the challenges coming up for customers?
So I wrote a short blog recently on this week, which we pushed out, we believe on Tuesday. The topic, you can find it on our website, but I drew experience from working in recruitment during the GFC, the following double dip recession, as well as Brexit. Now, at the time, during the GFC, when the banks started shutting down, no one thought they were ever going to get through it. Everyone thought their careers were gone. Recruiters were walking out the door, as well as bankers. Everything was shut down. But we did. At the end of the day, people were still able to recruit jobs. People will still be able to find opportunities and push through. It's just a bit of a tough time where you do have to, for one word or another, work a little bit harder and be a little bit more innovative in the way that you work. Some of the issues that are coming through, which did happen in those times, is that perm placements are being pulled or put on hold. So, basically, you're not being able to onboard a candidate in a work office environment. Businesses are just saying, we don't know what's going on. I'm not going to recruit this person now, maybe a little bit later. Obviously, doesn't help the cash flow if you're banking on that money for your obligations. Or they're just shutting down. We've seen whole industries that literally, like hospitality, retail, and so forth, and just standing people down. So, there's millions of dollars out there that's just going begging that might not come back. We're not sure, but well, it will come back. Maybe not in the short term, but in a year or two, it definitely will come back in terms of the job flow.
We've seen some really good news this week. Our data actually shows there's nearly 2,500 placements have been made this week by JobAdder customers. So there's still definitely some wins out there. So keep at it, guys. There's still plenty of jobs to be filled.
That's totally right. There's industries out there that probably half the calls I make. Not sure how I'm going to get through this, and the other half of the calls are like, we're going through the roof, absolutely gangbusters. Don't know how I'm going to fund all these contract opportunities that are coming on, that obviously some of the blue collar and white collar sector. But just to kick off on the other issues, clients are starting to delay payments. So as we know in this industry, in this time, basically cash is king. So therefore, clients are going to be scrutinising their outgoings to protect their cash flow. unfortunately, this comes at the expense of your cash flow, to try and save their business. So that's also another opportunity. A lot of people a lot of people having to bang on the door to get paid, basically. Cool. But, yeah, they're going to be.
So could you tell us about how APay is solving these issues for customers at the moment, and really what would be beneficial to help adopt your technology?
Yeah, so APay is our deferred payment plan, purely designed for the recruitment industry. It allows allows the clients of recruiters to pay off the recruiters' fixed term contract or permanent invoice in installments between 3 to 6 months. When we run an automated direct debit scheme that they sign up to, when the first direct debit goes through, we transfer the full amount of the invoice to the recruiter. This allows the recruiter to manage their cash flow and handle their obligations, but also protects the cash flow of their clients. So it feels like the recruiter is giving a little bit of understanding to their clients in these times to help them out, not at the expense of getting other people not getting paid. So basically.
Yeah, great, thank you. And what are some of the wins then that your customers have had this week? What have you heard about that's been really successful? I know you spoke before about some industries, but can you share with us any huge wins you've seen this week?
Yeah, so well, you mentioned before we've seen the AFR 100 come out. So a few of our clients were in that list. Basically, it's good to see them getting promoted. We've seen a lot of businesses also being quick to adapt. So there's a couple of clients that were perm only, literally working in industries that are starting to slow down. One of them was talking to me yesterday saying he hasn't worked in government contract for years. So basically he reactivated some of his old government contacts to get some contract work on to stem the flow of his cash flow going out, as well as APay. We've had a record month in sign-ups, not just in new customers coming on board recruiters, but also invoices. We've had hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of invoices coming through for businesses that are taking up this opportunity to pay off their obligations in that installment plan.
Yeah, and are you seeing a huge move now, sort of from perm into contract? Is that something you're noticing?
It depends on the industry. So there's a lot. Obviously, there's those positions that are going to be contract heavy. Your cleaner, security, a lot of the blue collar. The opportunities there is that why your large cleaning firms, Sodexo, your facility managements, they're taking on more and more contracts to do all the cleaning and so forth. The opportunity to be there for the white collar recruiters is that they need to have more payroll people, more accountants for this short period of time during while they have an influx of new contract workers. Other businesses are trying to roll out onboarding through remote. So I do know there's a couple of tech businesses out there that have engaged with HR experts to work out how can they start onboarding perm people with all the offers that they want to honour that were made before the virus hit. So they're looking at ways how they can onboard them, where they ship their stuff out to them at home, and then do a whole online training course there. So while there are uplifts in contracts for a lot, there's still a lot of perm out there opportunities that are getting done.
Brilliant, yeah, good to know. And could you tell us then, this is obviously about building your ultimate remote tech stack. So how can APay play into that? What's your unique selling points that can help?
The unique selling points, we are a fintech recruitment industry specific who understands the back office tools that recruiters agencies use. We have integrations not just with APay, but online timesheets, payrolling systems, and so forth. So the way that this works is basically APay plugs into our finance system, which we then send off an email to your customer who then signs up, and then away you go. It's a seamless operation through API integration, which allows you to basically send the information to us anywhere in the world. You don't have to work from a Sage system or so forth like that. I guess that's probably about it.
Yeah. Well, can we have a quick look at the demo that we were going to go through? Now, usually we've been doing some live demos, but because the integration is really so simple, we're actually going to, Brendan's actually going to play the video that we have hosted on our website, where we have all of our integration partners and all of the videos to show how that integration works. So Brendan's actually going to talk to that video that we have there.
Okay. So here we go. So this is the recruiters have paid their full perm fee up front last time. So when the placement is paid, you basically go up to the right top action and then basically hit the APay or APositive APay and submit APay to us. Once the integration is done through the API, of course, the APay form will then be loaded into a new tab. This is where you will complete your information. So you enter in the amount of the invoice, the date it's due. You click and drag the invoice to the PDF section there. You choose how long the customer has decided to pay it off. So whether they want to go 3 or 2 to 6 months, most take 3 or 6. Choose who's going to pay the fee. So with APay, it's actually quite unique where instead of the recruiter absorbing the fee, you can pass it on to the client. You enter in your contact details, the contact details of the customer that gets through, that's going to receive the email, and that gets sent through. Basically, what will then happen there is the customer will then receive an email with a hyperlink to log on and complete their details and upload their bank statement. In that email, it also have the breakdown of when the repayment is due, how much the repayment is, and so forth like that. And from there, they also get a reminder email 3 days before each direct debit is taken out as well.
Right.
And then once they've filled out the form, we run the direct debit. As soon as the direct debit clears, we transfer the full amount of the invoice, providing the recruiter has chosen to pass the fee on to the client.
I just got a question come through from John here. What are the fees for APay and who tends to pay them? The recruiter or the employer? I guess you kind of answered that there, but just to clarify.
Yeah, so yeah, there is only, the only time there's a fee with APay is when you fund an invoice or when an invoice is funded through APay. It is a percentage of the invoice value, which can be passed on to the client or the recruiter can absorb it themselves. Most recruiters will pass the fee onto the client because the way it goes is you're taking away them not paying your invoice. You say, pay within my 14-day payment terms to get your free replacement. If you can't do that, you can pay through APay. This is the additional fee to not pay within my standard terms. And then, but basically, generally one or the other, they're either going to pay within your 14 days or they're going to basically take up the APay section. In terms of additional fees, management fees, there's no other fees whatsoever. There's no account keeping fees, no setup costs or anything like that.
Fantastic. And I asked Brendan what was the offer or what can we provide to the customers, and I really loved the initiative that you're bringing on board, and I'll let you talk a bit more to it, but I think it's so necessary at this time not just think about the business but also how we can protect our minds and what we're doing to sort of stay healthy at home. So I know you're going to be looking at sort of a mindfulness practice, so did you want to talk to what that is for our customers?
Yeah, so yeah, we're offering 15 minutes or a mindfulness session on webinars that people can sign up to. Basically, it is a mindfulness meditation system. A meditation, online meditation. Yeah, of course, that's it. So I've got a bit tongue-tied. Online meditation course, which basically you can take use throughout the day. But also it breaks up the day for you. If you're working from home and you're sitting in front of your computer all day, you can basically log on to this webinar that we're going to provide, take a sit back, and then just decant or just unwind a little bit and get your mind back in focus, really. So,
yeah, that's
around.
So make sure you jump onto that, guys. We'll share that link also with the post that we send out later with this video, and feel free to share that with your network and jump onto those sessions. I think it's really relevant to keep yourself sane and healthy at this time. I'm just having a look if there's any other questions. Lee is asking a question here. What is the process and cost for a company to set this up and add this to their JobAdder account?
Yep, so there's no cost to add to your JobAdder account. The process is it's a simple one-page application form where we just take your recently paid invoice, your terms of business, and just a bank statement of who we're paying the funds into, like the company bank statement, as well as driver's license of the director for obviously ID and verification point of view. Once that's completed, we then just push it through our credit policy, which is very easy. There's only a credit check on the business. Once that's done, legal docs go out and it's all set up. It takes no time whatsoever. There's no cost. There's no director's guarantees. It's a non-recourse product. which means that, in terms of directors liability, that's all been removed because you are bad debt protected.
Mm-hmm. So Lee, there's no cost to set up the integration and to ensure that information is flowing between JobAdder and APay. And just on that note, Brendan, how long does it take to set up APay? Cheers, Lee.
Well, we can probably turn it around in terms of setting up the account. 12 to 24 hours. It all depends on how quickly the information is provided to us from the customer.
Okay, another question here from Melinda. What is the percentage you charge, and is it of the total invoice, including GST?
Yes, so it is of the total invoice value. It's reflective terms to how long the invoice is going to be paid off for. So if it's 3 months, it's 4%. If it's 4 months, it's 5%. If it's 5 months, 6%. And if it's 6 months, it's 7%. So on a $10,000 invoice, including GST, basically over 6 months, it would be $700 on top of the 10,000. So the customer would pay 10,700 divided by 6. That's their monthly installment. First direct debit clears, we transfer $10,000 to the recruiter.
Okay, thank you, Melinda. Thank you for that question. Any other questions at all? Please pop them through. Otherwise, we'll be sharing. Melinda, thanks, Melinda. Otherwise, we will be sharing this information later on some social posts, and also with Brendan's details if you wanted to contact him. Brendan, was there anything else you wanted to close with before we finish up the session today?
No, I think that's about it. Feel free to, anyone who wants to shoot us a LinkedIn, happy to connect and so forth. Or if there's any additional questions, please shoot them through if anything pops up later on, I guess.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Brendan, for running us through APay and what you offer there, and your knowledge of the recruitment industry. That was really great to hear, and some of the issues that you've faced previously. Guys, have a wonderful Friday. It is the end of the week, and we can finally relax maybe tomorrow. We're all locked up inside. I'll be here with my teas and breakfast all weekend, so look forward to catching you on Monday for our next session then. Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.